All right, so I was gonna record a video, do all that editing wonderfulness, and then post it. And I decided that it'd probably just be easier to go live and just share the live. So that's what we're doing. So you saw the title, quick check-in with the new moon in Aquarius that officially, it sounds weird, but was at 0% at 3:35 p.m. Eastern time today. So I just wanted to circle back in case you missed the card of the week earlier this week, with some quick little high level information on what you can do with this new moon, what you should be expecting from this energy. So first things first, the new moon is in Aquarius. We officially entered Aquarius season yesterday, but this new moon entered Aquarius at 1 degree. So you might want to check your chart to see how this new moon is going to be impacting you specifically. So look and see where Aquarius at 1 degree falls in your houses, and set your intentions accordingly. So the cards that got pulled earlier this week were from the Light Seers Tarot deck. It was let me put it back up here, the Page of Cups, which is kind of like described in the manual as like the When Pigs Fly card. So basically, it's like a card that's talking about how, like you are at a place where your dreams can come true as you see fit. If you go back and watch the video, I talk about it a little bit more, but I wanted to give you all kind of the more defined definition from this actual deck, since each deck has its own art and therefore they have their own meanings. So there's a little quote that's associated with this card specifically, and it says, "The world is my flourishing oyster, and I'm excited to see what happens next." This message is for dreamers. It's about serendipity, creativity, new unexpected trajectories, magic, and synchronicities. And it's asking you to kind of usher in any energy that is associated with those things with an open and joyous heart. And it also talks about romance, which is interesting because I decided to pull a numerology card this week, and the numerology card that came out was relationship change. So it does indicate that relationships of relationships of some type are going to be going through like a shift, a change. So that of course can be romance, but it doesn't have to be romance. But because of some of the things that are going on from like the planet standpoint, there is some indication that some people's romances are going to be impacted by the next couple of days. So back to the new moon in Aquarius. New moon in Aquarius, if you are not familiar, new moons are all about setting new intentions, making wishes, kind of setting yourself up for what it is that you want to usher in for yourself over this next 15-day moon cycle. Aquarius is all about fresh starts. So you want to set intentions that are around fresh starts and new beginnings that don't have like the fear associated with the past or worries associated with the future tied into it. This is just about kind of taking that leap of faith without anything holding you back any further. It's really with Aquarius being, if you know any Aquarians, then you know they are free-thinking, eccentric people, and they kind of walk to the beat of their own drum. So this is really a time for you to do that same thing, kind of tap into your inner you and expose that to the world. Let your private version of yourself become your public version of yourself. This is really, really, really going to be a big time for dreamers and wishers. Like get out there, wish upon a star. This is the time for these things to really start to come true for you. Not only because the new moon is in Aquarius, but because the new moon is also harmonizing with Jupiter, which is our luck planet. If you don't know a lot about astrology, if you hear that Jupiter has something going on, Jupiter is our planet of expansion. It brings in luck and gifts for us. So with this harmonious aspect happening with the new moon in Aquarius, luck is going to be on your side as it relates to these fresh starts, these new beginnings, these kind of when pigs fly type opportunities that are going to present themselves over the next moon cycle. During the next few days, we also have another aspect at play, which is Venus conjunct Saturn. Venus being the planet that rules love, attraction, romance, and Saturn being the planet that's more about I don't want to put this limit on Saturn, but it is a planet about limitations and boundaries, and more like getting things grounded in the 3D, things that create structure. That's what Saturn is mostly doing for us as a planet. So Venus being conjunct Saturn is actually ushering in an energy of like long-term commitments, maturing and stabilizing the relationships, the partnerships that are in your life. So like I said, you are going to be experiencing some relationship change. What it looks like is it's going to be relationship change in the more like going the distance type scenario, more so than relationship change in the opposite scenario. But I mean, it really, you know your situation, so please do not take this message and run with it as a stay in a situation that's not good for you. But in situations that are promoting these fresh beginnings, these new starts that I talked about earlier, there's definitely a supportive energy there for you to see that relationship and that connection really take it all the way if you can. I think it's also important to note that there's also a strong energy of like deals being made, partnerships being set, LLCs being formed, things like that are also in the works. So again, I don't want you to focus in on the word relationship and hear romance when relationship it spans a lot of things. The Venus conjunct Saturn energy also kind of points to needing to steer clear of being alone if you can for the next week or so. Try to put yourself in the energy of other people. I'd suggest being in other people's energy that you trust, of course. But also, under this new moon energy, especially with it being in Aquarius, much like the water cup bearer that symbolizes Aquarius, you want to be around people that are pouring back into you as well. So make sure that you're spending time with others, gathering around kind of like almost like a conference. If you ever played like Among Us and they call the meeting, like gather around with people like that so that you can kind of suss out what's going on around you, throw some ideas on the table, and come up with a game plan for how you can make your next move effectively, how you can identify what needs to go and what needs to stay type vibe for the next few days. You really want to make it a point to move in you're going to feel like a bold masculine energy that wants to step forward for the next few days. Live in that, step in that, and don't be afraid of that. It's definitely going to work in your favor as you start to feel these different deals, relationships, and opportunities manifest for you. Before I let you all go, like I said, this is going to be super short, just kind of doubling down on the message that was shared earlier this week. So my 1-year-old daughter has been in here messing with my cards all week and just kept throwing all these cards on the floor. So I finally picked them all up, and right before I started this video, I was like, okay, got all the cards up, let me go ahead and hit live. And I noticed that one card was still on the floor. So I picked that card up, and it is the Ace of Pentacles. So again, I just want to further solidify for anybody who is thinking about or trying to identify what they should be focused on with this new moon energy. It's going to be opportunities that are presenting themselves that are based in wealth and abundance. So if you have been worried or fearful about how your next move is going to create that level of wealth and abundance for you, you really shouldn't be. Your authenticity in the next week or so is going to make the biggest difference in your abundance for the rest of the year. This new moon in Aquarius is a super new moon, so it's got super big energy. Tap into it, lean into it, don't be afraid of it, and and take that leap of faith that you've been hesitant on for quite some time, at least for a year, for the past year. Take that leap of faith, trust in yourself, and don't be afraid to make your dreams come true. It's that time. It's that time. You can do it. Step into it and know that there are pentacles on the horizon, a gift of, that light is not working with us with these little luminescent cards. Yeah, either way, you might not be able to see the gift clearly right now, but it is in focus and it is yours and it is coming. So I say all of that to say happy new moon in Aquarius. Step into this energy, be bold, be fearless, and congratulations in advance. Bye.